Hi all, welcome to my channel, welcome to my world. This is the world of Wayne. Happy Friday. Today I'm going to be doing stages 15 to 20 of the Fanhome release and build the John Wick Mustang. Fresh out the box today, haven't even looked at what we're doing, but because I've got some parts for the radiator, I'm guessing we're still working on the engine. As a matter of fact, looks like we're building the radiator today. We do get a replacement part in stage 20, and when I get to that, I will show you what that replacement part is. I also got a free gift today, check this out. My number plate collection is getting bigger. Obviously, I had the Ecto one, I've got Fast and Furious number plates, and now I've got the DeLorean, I've got this one now as well. Pretty cool. Now, if you want to get this for yourself, I have put a link in the video description. You've also got that QR code on the screen. We do get a binder in this one. Shall I just put that together for you? Let's do that. There we go. That looks like that. And then once again, it's just a case of folding it over, folding down tab 1, folding down the side tabs, which are tab 2, and then folding down the third tab, pushing that all the way in, and you've got a binder looking like that. And again, you do have numbers in here, so you can take the number 1 off and attach that to the circle just there. And that'll keep the magazines nice and safe. But let's jump straight into it, so without further ado, let's get cracking. So obviously we have been working on this engine the last time we did this. So we're going to be starting with stage 15 then. Here's the instructions. And we are going to be doing the air intake throttle body, looking like that. Just putting these parts together. This is going to be a very quick stage, and I have actually already opened this thinking it was the replacement stage. It wasn't. As you can see, I do have all of those parts just here. So first thing I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be putting 2 sides of this air intake duct together. There's another word, duct, and just squeeze that in. Perfect. Then I'm going to be bringing over the air intake butterfly valve mount into the air intake throttle body, which is what this is. And I'm going to be putting this end on here, which is directional, because we have got different size lugs on that. Make sure that's pushed all the way in. Lovely. I've just zoomed up my camera a little bit there, just to make it a little bit closer. Keyhole pattern here for this extension to the throttle body there. So now that's looking like that. And we want to hold that together by using one of the screws that come in this pack. This is a C screw. That's just going to go through the end here. So by the end of this stage, and I said it was a quick stage, we've just got these 3 items here left over. So that moves us swiftly on to stage 16. Here's the instructions. And what are we doing? We are doing the intake manifold assembly. Again, another quick stage. Always get a bit nervous when I see some pipes, but we are going to be doing some pipes together here, putting this onto the engine. So that's looking like that. This is the rest of the magazine. Okay, here is stage 16. And I'll get everything open. Okay, so we're going to start by putting the left intake manifold together and the right intake manifold together. So that's just a case of matching up both parts here. This one's labelled with an L, as you can see. I need this one, which is also stamped as an L here. Quite simply, this is just going to be going in here like this. And it's going to provide what looks like a gasket on the other side. So let's push that all the way in. Tight fit. But there you go. That looks like that. Do the same on the other side. So this goes in this way. Basically the letter stamp is going to be facing towards this manifold here. And make sure that's pushed again all the way in. Perfect. That's how that looks. Now see, as I'm holding the right intake, bringing over the box this is going to be going into, I'm going to put that one in first. That's going to go in there just like that. And it's going to be held in with some G screws. Need 2 of these. And do the same with the left side. I'm then in a position to take the air intake throttle that we created in the last stage, putting that into place. So that's going to be going in this way, just like that. And again, the same G screws to keep that into place. Perfect. So that's how that's looking now. I'm going to hide this side now by putting this body over the top, which goes on this way here. And then I'm going to use some C screws to keep those two parts together. I can then take the pipe. I'm going to put that into place now. This can only go one way round, but that's now looking like that. Pretty cool. Now all of these pipes are the same length, so it doesn't matter which one we use, but I've got to put them into place as well. So bringing the engine over, I'm going to grab myself some tweezers, and I'm also going to be putting on my headgear for this. I'm going to put one pipe on this nipple just at the back here. Perfect. You know what? That went on too easy. That went on way too easy. As you can see, I can pull it straight off. I'm going to put a little bit of glue on there. Don't want that falling off later on, you see. Perfect. And then you'll see that I've got two nipples just down in the centre here and here. So I'll get the last pipes just onto these. One that side and one the other side. Perfect. Now all of these I want to be going off in this direction over here. And the reason that I'm doing that now is because I'm about to put on what we've just created over the top of all of this. So this is going to be going over the top here, and it's going to be attaching to the holes on each side. So I don't want to pinch any of these HT leads, but it's going to be going in like this. So one in there, that looks good, and then just push down. Make sure that's seated completely and tight in there, otherwise your bonnet's not going to close. So that needs to be all the way in there, and that's looking pretty good. This has just fallen off, not a big deal. I might end up having to glue that on as well, but I'm not going to do that at the moment. And as you can see, all my pipes here that I've just put in have got access to come back out again, so that's good. But that is all there is to do in that stage. In stage 17, here's the instructions, just some pipes. This should be very quick. Putting some pipes into place here. I think I will start now using glue on these to keep these in, because I've got a funny feeling they are going to go all over the place. And you can see there's not much to do in stage 17 at all. So quite simply, I'm going to be taking these pieces here first and putting these together. Now this sort of backs onto itself, so this is going to be going down this end here. It has got a D-shaped pattern, so it can only go in one way anyway. There you go. That's in quite tightly there, actually. Do the same on this one. Again, D-shaped pattern, so now these two are together like that. And then bring the engine over and put these into place. So we're looking at this side here. First one, keyhole pattern, is just going to be going into here like this. Just going to make sure that it's not impeding any of these cables. There we go, that's that one in. And then on the side of the engine, we're going to be putting these manifolds into place, just into the holes here. Ensuring they're in nice and tight. Excellent. And that's all there is to do in that stage. Here we go, stage 18. Here's the instructions. And again, it looks like we've got exactly the same parts for the other side here. Rest of the magazine. Excellent. So this is basically just a complete mirror of what we've just done. So I'm not even really going to need the instructions for this. Although, that is the famous last words normally on this channel. Okay, once again, put the like parts together. So this silver part here. Oh, that one's a tight fit. But there we go, that one's in. Do the same on this one. Perfect. Bring the engine over, and this time we're going to be doing the other side now. So again, I'm going to slot this down here and get that into the keyhole pattern at the end just here. Perfect. So that's in. And then once again, I'm going to put the manifold in on this side just here. ensuring that's in tight again. Excellent, that certainly beefed up that engine very quickly, didn't it? That's all there is to do in that stage. So then in stage 19, we are going to be starting to make the radiator. And it's stage 20 where I've got a replacement part for this radiator. So what I'm going to do, let's do this in stage 19 first. There's the rest of the magazine. Little tiny parts here. And this is just going to be a case of first off putting the fans here into the spindles of the cases. It looks slightly different from the pictures, just so you know. In the pictures, these fans have got spindles on, but it's not the case actually in the build. In the build, as you can see, the spindles are actually on this great fan protector here. Once they're in place, I can put these now onto this back plate. So they're going onto this side. Just a case of lining them up. And there is a locating lug on these. So, yeah. You need to make sure that you put the locating lug in where it goes. On this one, look, the locating lug's just in the top there, which leaves space for a screw to go into this side of the grate. So because of those locating lugs, it's only 2 screws that we need to put in. And do the same on the other one. So as you can see, we've got a locating lug there. I believe that goes into the top, but if it doesn't, just keep rotating it around until it actually fits in perfect. There it goes. It goes in. No, not that way. Let's try the other way. That way. No. I think I was right first time. Yep, it goes in there. Perfect. And then 2 screws to put that in. So once the last screw's in, that's the back of the radiator there. All we're going to do now is just create the water cap. And quite simply, that's just taking this section here and putting a cap on top of it. That was easy, wasn't it? And that's all there is to do in that stage. Okay, so this is the last stage of this radiator build. Here's the instructions. As you can see, we've got a few parts here. It's this part that we've just got in the grate here, which is being changed. So I'm going to show you that in a second. Let's get the pack open so I can have a look at the original part. That's just a case of opening this up. When we do get replacement parts, just like we have in this one, I'm always interested to see exactly what the difference is. It's this part here that's being replaced. So let me put that to one side because I don't want to confuse it. So this is the part that we get in this pack. This is the replacement part here. So the one with the sticker on is the replacement part. Looking at it, the only difference I can see is that this part, the replacement part, has got this little nipple on the side of it. We don't have that on this one. So we're not going to be using that. I can put that to one side. It's all about the nipple, by the look of it. Okay, so for that reason now, I can now take this and the replacement cap and put this over the top here, just like that. Just checking it is on the right way, which it is. I'm securing it in with these G screws. One there. And one in the other side. Then what we created in the last stage, I'm now going to be putting this onto the back. So just making sure this lines up perfectly on here, which it does. It's even got the little cutout on that side, all ready for 4 G screws. That's perfect. And then I'm going to want to take the top section now, put this on top of the radiator. So it goes this way round with this sticker on my right hand side when I'm putting this in, and just push that down. Then I've got a cap which has got a D-shaped pattern, so this is going to go on this way. Whoops. Again, because of the D-shaped pattern, it can only go on one way, which means the last thing to do is to put this pipe onto the nipple there. And then to stop that pipe going anywhere and to actually tidy everything up, we actually get to trace this pipe around just down here underneath this clip. So I'm going to just feed it under the clip like this. Then I'm going to put the expansion tank in, which is going to go into the hole just at the side there. And then this can plug in, if I get my tweezers, underneath that expansion tank. That's quite detailed, isn't it? Look at that. But with that in place, that is all there is to do in that stage. That's all there is to do in that pack. So basically we've created a radiator and we've really pretty much finished the engine. That was fiddly, and it's good to see that if they do have to do replacement parts, the parts were provided in that pack. I like that. I don't like having to wait for things, and I especially don't like having to take things apart. So by doing that now, we haven't had to do that. Anyway, I really hope you liked that video. If you did, please remember to give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed already, please remember to subscribe. There is going to be a few more changes in the workshop, just so you know. This wall at the top is going to have a full shelf along there. I'm going to be putting these smaller models, move my head, here, onto that shelf, lighting this whole area up here with some coloured RGB, and then I'm going to put some of my bigger models on those shelves there. I think that's adding more colour behind me, which is what I need. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that. Take care.